Hello, hello everyone. Rhoda here. Welcome to my craft room. Today we're going to do some decorating on the Peacock journal. And what I don't get done today, you will get to see in the flip through. So you get some surprises. Thank you for coming to visit. I really appreciate you coming, all my subscribers and viewers. I really appreciate you. And thank you for supporting me and, putting up with me. Those kind of things. Okay, our sneaky peek of the day is out of the Sunflower Journal, and this is a library pocket of sorts. I believe I did see this on Scrapbooking with Me. I can't remember if I added any things to it or not, like the double pocket up front. I've got something else in there. I did. Okay, I think that was it. That was just a letter E. I did a small bulb clip on here with a key and I guess that's a bead and some kind of a little trim piece. And it's got sunflowers on it. It's very pretty. That one tucks back here. This has napkin on it, as well as some of the collage paper from Tim Holtz. So it's got like a double layer there to give it more pink. I've got Cherish down here. I have a butterfly, a little stamp, a bling, a piece from the Dollar Tree, and I have more from this. It was a freebie from Betty on Scrapbooking with Me. These pieces here, and along with this one, they were really pretty with the sunflower theme. And then the little ticket goes here, and the E goes down there, and that's how I'd had it. All right, what's over here? Nothing but a trim that I come up with. That's two of the sunflowers from the sticker pack from Dollar Tree. That was from the kit, and I believe this was from the kit as well. So that's how I chose to use those, and I thought it really reflected well with the black over here. Okay, well, I am going to get to it. I don't really have, well, let's go one more because there's not really much to this. This is just one of my cutout pockets with a sticker and a label and love on it, and just a tag from the kit and a piece of scrap that I had. It does have butterflies on it, and then some writing space. They could write on that. They could write behind it. All right, that's all we're going to do. This one, I don't know. I have pockets of really great stuff in here and then just easy stuff. Oh, goodness. Well, I have my little items that I made from the previous video ready to go to the shop. I saved the two that I messed up on, so I got those done. Now, this little guy, I had to sew him together last night with a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. And boy, it was hard because I couldn't really tell where I was going through the material back here. But this is the two signatures that got sewn in. I'm debating whether I need to put a piece of lace over that or not. I'm not sure. I may try to come in here with a little marker and just delicately turn that a teal color, so I don't have to do anything at all. I don't really want to cover up this material because it's a beautiful pattern for a peacock. All right, so we get into here, and this one piece here was so big I couldn't figure out where else to put it. The doorway with the fan blades on it, I didn't really know what else to do with it. So I think I'm going to make it a tuck here, or I mean a pocket. I'm going to glue it on the 3 sides, and then you're going to be able to put something down inside of it. This thing is packed to the limit already, and I don't know how much I'm going to get in here. So bear with me. So this on the back is just regular paper. So we're going to be able to glue this down and have at it. Oh, I think I got to poke it again. I was trying to get a few things finished up, like those little traveler's notebook guys that I was doing. I had to really cut down the one that I screwed up. I also had to cut the other one a little bit. It was actually shorter than the ones I did in the video, but I got them accomplished. They're done. And they're ready to go. Oh, why am I doing this? I need fabric tack. Y'all should have hollered at me. I'm sure you were. Yes, when you're going onto fabric, Always remember you have to use fabric tack. I mean, it won't hurt to have the double layer of glue here, but my Barely Arts will not stick to fabric. You have to have fabric tack. And I've got a layer in there where this is not going to show on the front because it's got a one of those mailer envelopes inside of it. That's what the body of this is made out of. Okay, so now we're going to go down here as far as we can. I was trying to detract from the circles that I hid the brad legs from. And I thought to put some lace in here, and I decided not to. All right, let me hold this down for a minute. All right, I think I've got it sticking very well now. That it just takes about a minute for it to really adhere, but you have to keep pushing it and judging it. All right, so this is the first one. Now, I've got pockets and stuff that's from the actual digital kit to go in here, but for now, we're going to put in the pieces that I made. Boy, I went back a ways here. Okay, we're putting this in on this page, which is a belly band, a vertical belly band. So we're going to glue that top and bottom, get that down. Tell me I got to poke this again. it's not cooperating today. I tell you, it's like my feet last night. They were not cooperating. Ugh. So I got up late today. It was about 12:30 when I actually got my act together and got out of bed. I like to lay there and watch videos. Well, I found Mom out in the flower garden. So me and her went to Verona and got us a bite to eat. And I think I'll just put it right here. Now you can write and journal on this page. I'm trying to leave a good bit of pages in here that you can journal on. And then when I don't have any of those, I'm trying to put a pocket where there's going to be like a journal card, a double journal card in there, a tag, something you can actually write on and keep your journaling going. Like here, this will have maybe an envelope or something behind it, or a large tag that you'll be able to journal on, since I've taken up the space, and that's how you juggle your items. Now, I'm probably going to have to go back to fabric tack for this, because I'm going against vinyl, and I do have paper here, but this vinyl I am not sure about. And I'm going to make it to where this is a opening over here. So I need to hold on to that side. Okay. Yeah, I figured I could slide a journal card up inside of here. Or at least that's the plan. And we'll see how it works. Yeah, this chipboard is not forgiving, so it's not going to bend very well for me. So we're going to have to see how she goes. And this is about what I had planned to do with these guys. Have them as like a pocket of some sort, or a tuck. However you want to phrase that. And as you can see, I did not get it on here correctly. I messed up, and I had to, it went on at that angle. When you put these babies on, this vinyl, oh, your first lay better be correct, or it's not going to work. It won't work. Okay, this can go on with a little bit of this, and I think I'm just putting this flush. It's not going to be a tuck or anything. I have a page across here where they can write on it. This is just decorative. And I thought they could write on the back of here, but I thought, no, I'll just cover that. I thought this is a pretty little window. So put that there. You got the word Peacock with a few feathers, and then you got a feather up above. So I thought that went together very well. Am I crooked? I think I am. Let's straighten her up. That's the one good thing about Barely Arts glue. You do have a few moments that you can move it around before you get stuck down. Unlike, you know, the art glitter glue. Once you're down, you're down. You have just a second. Now this, I have a plan to put an envelope flip on here. Since this is so dark, there was no way you could really put anything on it. I thought the envelope flip with a card inside would work there. And you'll still have the access to the pocket. So we'll get to that as soon as we get done with this portion of it. See, I've still got room for all kinds of pockets in through here. And there's another piece of this, which something needs to go on there because you can't really do nothing with it. And I'm not really crazy about this stamp that I did, so that may get covered up too. it might get covered up. Yeah, I left a whole all kinds of room in here. Now, I did have the 2 little windows that I didn't actually use for anything. So they may come in, they may not, because they are kind of big. This is the piece where I was saying I wanted to have it almost like it was sticking out like a tab. And I think I will. And what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of reflect this shape that's here and bubble cut it. And just go around it like that. And then I'll come back over with a little bit of inking. And that's all we're going to do with it. I thought I'd tell you about my great Uncle Leif today. I don't know why I got to thinking about him, but he was my grandmother's oldest brother, but he was a half brother. He was through the first marriage of my great grandmother. Remember the one that married 2 salmons? Now I'm not sure if I want that color or if I want the warmer color, which is the vintage photo. I think I want vintage photo because I think that's what I used here. Be consistent, Rhoda. Be consistent. Alright, so that's what we're going to do there. And what we're going to do is to glue it down. It's still going to be a pocket. As you can see, you can still get inside of it. I'm not crazy about that sticky that's on there. I should have covered that before. Oh well. Let's see what we got here. Let's see about that. Put some glue on here, and then we'll trim around that. This will also make this a little stronger. Yeah, this is the bank envelope that I got my money back in at the bank. So this is all I was going to use this for. Is I just covered it with a napkin, and you'll see that in one of my videos. And then I had planned to make it a pocket this way, and then I decided, well, no, I think I would like to have it sticking up or out like a tab. There are some tabs that came with the kit. They're up here. They're pretty little guys that you can put some numbers or something on. All right, so I think we're good with that. And we're going to go back around here as close as we can. Thankfully, it doesn't take that much. Okay, I got that cut. That's on the back. This is all getting covered with this. So we're ready to go. Great Uncle Leif, he was an adventurer. He wanted to make money. He tried all kinds of different things to make money and always failed. And so he always fell back on having a store with a post office in it. Now, he was married the first time over in West Virginia, where Grandma and everybody came from. And he had a humongous house. I don't know what he did to get this house, but he had a huge house, 2 to 3 stories, it looked like in the picture. There's actually a picture of it. And if I can remember, I'll show you at the end. But he had an orchard, and I think it was right around where all the rest of the family lived, where I was telling you I think I had found the spot that they all lived at on Stone Cold this trip. Oh gosh, I didn't even plan that. That looks perfect. Okay, now what happens? What happens right here? This needs to get put down a little better, right in this corner, and that corner. So yeah, he had a humongous house, and I don't know if that was from his job. He did have a post office and a store at the mouth of Stone Cold, But he also got mixed in with this new lumber company that came into the area, Yellow Poplar Lumber Company. So he got to be, I don't know what you would call him, because he was supposed to take care of where people would timber. He would have to rent the land. He would have to uh, line up the trucks or the trains or the people to work, the sawmills. He had to do all kinds of different stuff to get it all done. I mean, he was, I guess, the manager, the the foreman, the whatever you would call it. Well, I don't know if he did that great of a job. I do know that he went, you've heard of the Hatfields and McCoys. Well, I know he went down to visit Devil Ants. That's Anderson McCoy. And he was the head of the clan. And he went to his house, and it was said that he goes up on the porch to go knock on the door, and instead of having two hound dogs up on the porch, Devil Ants had two bear cubs, or half-grown bears, guarding the door. Now, this is just a little strip piece that I made, and it's just on a piece of heavier cardstock, and I just layered it with some just scraps of paper, a little bit of lace that I had, and that was from that calendar I got for the farmers, the Farmer's Almanac, and a little gewgaw up here that has some glitter on it. Yeah, so he goes and he goes to knock on the door, and there's a couple bear cubs, but he was trying to line up some land where he could go and timber on it with Devil Ants. And then I don't know that he was doing that great a job at this timbering business. The Yellow Poplar Lumber Company, they had situated their offices there down at the near the mouth of Jenny's Creek. That's the creek we're working on now with the cemeteries. Well, he he seemed to not be getting anything accomplished. He wasn't either getting, he's taking the money, but he wasn't paying anybody or something. And so they were taking him to court, and he was in so much debt. I went to Wayne County, which is the courthouse, and looked up all that stuff, and he was like $7,000-8,000 in debt, and never could really, he never got anywhere with it. So his idea was to skedaddle. He was going to leave town, and I think I'm going to make this a top loading pocket. So I'm going to cut me a little hole there so I know, well, no, I'm going to make it a side loading pocket. Let me get my cutter. So anyhow, he's planning his escape. And his wife, Rachel, she was planning to leave with him from what I understand. But what happened was their oldest son, Patrick, his wife had passed away, and they had twin daughters, Patrick and his wife, and Rachel did not want her family, don't know why, to raise the girls. So if she would have left, they would have had to raise the girls, or left them to their family. I don't even see Patrick. He stayed over there as well. He didn't leave when his dad and mom left. So Leif, he didn't know any of this yet. He leaves out, comes over to Virginia to find a place to stay and place to work and all that stuff. And now the family was over here, half of his family. So he had ties. Well, what happened is he gets over here, finds him a place and stuff, and sends for her to come over. I guess she's going to come by train. Well, she decided not to come. So, and he's like, what? So she didn't come at all. The whole family, all the kids, everybody. And he never went back. This was about 1927. So they're living over there, and not doing too well, and these people are still hounding them about the money, and it's like she couldn't do anything about it because I'm gonna put this down for a side tuck too. She didn't have anything. She was a housewife, and anyhow, Leif, he kind of gives up on her after a couple years. He just kind of gives up on her. And he goes and sees this other little girl he's interested in marrying. She ends up being on my aunt's side of the family. It was my aunt's aunt, actually. And I don't think he ever got divorced. I really don't. I never found it. I did not find it. So he was so much older than Myrtle. That was his second wife. And she was the only daughter, the only girl in the family. 4 or 5 big brothers. Well, he goes sniffing around Myrtle and wins her over. They decide to go to elope. They couldn't get married there. I don't even think they could legally get married, although Myrtle probably didn't know that. If she would have known he was still married, she wouldn't have had nothing to do with him. And I'm going to glue this one straight down. I got a pocket right there, so it's going down. So, anyhow, they get married. They go up to Hagerstown, Maryland, and eloped. And went up there and got married, because the brothers would have hunted him down. And then, on the 1930 census, I was trying to find him. Trying and trying. I could not find him anywhere. But I did know, with his marriage to Myrtle, they had a daughter, Lucy, and 2 other daughters later, but I don't know if they were around by 1930 yet. Well, actually, there was a daughter and a son. So, I'm going to put that right there at the edge of that. This is so dark, you can't really write on it, so I thought this would be perfect for this. Okay, so they are unfindable. And then I got to looking around, and I tried salmon instead of salmons. So he dropped the S off the end of his name, and he went by the name Monroe instead of Lafayette. He went by Monroe, and I also knew that was them because the mother was a Myrtle, and there was the oldest daughter was Lucy. She was the only one born at this point. So I knew I had them, and they were down in Lower Virginia somewhere. I could not believe that. He changed his name. I guess he thought these people were still looking for him. But he, like I said, he was a wanderer. When he was still married to Rachel, they had about 7 or 8 children. Now I'm thinking about putting this back here. I'm still debating. So it's laying here. It's going to be a big belly band. So I can just put it on with some fabric tack. But so far, I'm just thinking about it. All right. So we're going to get into the business of the pockets and such that came in the kit. And, I have a certain section of it. I was fussy cutting before I got on here with you guys. Oh my goodness, I was fussy cutting. So, I have different pieces and parts here. Oh, that's the same thing. So, this is a tag and envelope set. Now, I don't know if you remember seeing the video, but I used one of these in one of the windows or something in here in a piece that I made. So, what you have to do is you're going to have your pieces like this, and you're going to be, let me move this over a little bit, and you're going to be scoring, and then you're going to be putting these inside. So I think I'm going to find a piece that's going to have a place for at least 3 of these to be stacked, one on top of the other. I don't think 4 would work. We'll keep that one. Well, I might keep that one to go with. And this kind of stylized one I'll put to the side. He may or may not get used this in this spot. But she gives you a little example about how they would work. So there's only 2 on here. But This is going to be scored. Let me set this to the side. I got stuff everywhere, guys. I always do. I always do. So, let's go ahead and score this down. We have to go ahead and use this little line that I've got on here and just score where the lines are. And you're going to score right here. And do that off 3 sides. And then we're going to glue it. Now it says to go down with A. Oops. Go down with A. And then B. And then you're going to put the glue on those two. And then you're going to wrap this over top of it. Just make sure you don't over wrap. I see that it might need to be cut off just a tad. So I'm going to do it right there. You might have to adjust this last big flap. So it's going to look like that when you get done. Now, if you want to get in here with a little bit of your ink and put it right down there so you don't have to worry about it being a big white spot, just like that. There you go. All right, so I'm going to glue all these together and I'll get back with you. All right, we're gluing our last one. I thought I'd get in here and show you. I forgot to show you with the first one. But we're just going to glue, 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 and then put it down. So yeah, when Leif was married the first time, one of his daughters was born in Idaho. And I'm thinking, what in the world, Idaho? But they told me, I got with one of his daughters from the second marriage. Oh, she was telling me all kinds of wonderful stuff. I just can't believe all the things she told me. But at one point, he went out west. He was out west. And that's where the one daughter was born. He must not only been out there maybe a year or so. Of course, another unrealized chance of a job. Don't know what he was doing there. He did have a saloon. I do remember her saying that. So he had a saloon and had this big, gorgeous piece of bar furniture. I don't know what you would call it. It's the piece you see with the big mirror behind the bar. Has all the liquor and stuff, on it. She said that there was actually still that was in somebody's storage area there, that they had that. If it was over in West Virginia, I don't know if it was survived, but she said it was there. So anyhow, yeah, she said that he was actually out there when they had something called the grasshopper plague. I don't know if anybody else has ever heard of this. Now, I tried looking that up. The grasshopper plague. They said it was so many locusts. It was when the locusts would come through and eat the crops and everything. And there was so many of them that they had to use the plow end of the train to get them off of the tracks so they could still drive on the tracks. And there was just that many. Okay, I think I found the perfect page for this. So I'm going to put all 3 of them on there. I don't think I want all 4. Do I have room for all 4? We just might. Let me fix that. Okay, so when I researched, I could only find the grasshopper plague to have happened in about 1874. Well, this could not have been right for him because he wasn't born until 1875. And so all of this would have happened before he left West Virginia in 1927. Well, his daughter, it would have really been around the time that she was out there and born in Oklahoma or Idaho, wherever I said. I think it was Idaho. So I never could get that figured out. I mean, I hate when I get those mysteries and I can't figure them out and what happened, and the stories don't fall along with the sources and the facts. It's horrible. It eats at me. My little puzzle would not work. Okay, I think I think it's about like this. And I got this paper clip, clothespin here holding this guy shut for me. All right, so Leif also tried to live in, is it Owingsville, Kentucky. That's actually Bath County, Kentucky. And it's funny because he also lived in Bath County, Virginia. So he liked Bath County. But out there, he tried to grow tobacco. The poor guy. He's just trying all around, wasn't he? So anyhow, I don't think the lumber company ever caught up with him, though, in all of these places. But yeah, the daughter said even out there, he was only out there a year or so, and he didn't make the tobacco crop. It wouldn't grow for him or something. So, of course, they came back to West Virginia to get another store and have another post office. And poor Myrtle, I know she's probably, oh, whoopsie, that one is not going to fit there. Did I not leave enough room in between? Oh, well. We'll figure somewhere else to put this guy and maybe put a little bit of something down there at the bottom so it doesn't look so off. I was going to have trouble anyway trying to find something to put on here or in here. Let's do this. Let's put that right in the middle of this one. That'll work out good. Yeah. There we go. So yeah, they poor old Leif, I swear. All the things that he went through, all the excitement he tried to do and have in his life. Oh, well, this one. I might have to come back in here and put little ties on these guys to be able to pull them out of here easily. But for right now, we'll leave those in there. All right, our next pocket. They're just these regular old pockets. Now, I may end up using some of the little gewgaws down here to decorate these with eventually. But that'll probably be in my last looks. It's where you'll get surprised, So, yeah, he was a character. Now, he's the one that came over here and gave my grandmother a place to live after my grandfather had passed away. She just, she was a housewife like Rachel I've mentioned before. Just, there was nothing that they had money-wise. Okay, I know what's going there, that envelope. She just had to make do with how she could and with what she had. I kind of like that because of that teal. You can see it coming out in here. I need something to kind of cover this up with, so let's go for that. What's everybody been working on lately? I had a few of you interested in those little traveler's notebooks that I just showed you how to make. I think you were going to be trying some of those. And they are really a cute little thing to have. I mean, just for a birthday present. They had so many different ways. You could use them for a journal. You could use them for just a place to write your notes down. If you're someone that needs to, remember what you thought of. Like me, I can't remember anything. So, that kind of goes with that. So let's go here. Yeah, they'll come in handy for so many different reasons. I always like to try to figure out something or make something that has many different usages. Okay, let's put that right here. I'm going to go up just a little bit just so you can see that flower still. There. It's kind of neat because you can see writing here and you got writing there. All right, let's see what our next pocket is. What's the next pocket? It is a layered pocket. Or, nope. Nope, that's not it yet. These are called they're large tag pockets. So you have a big tag, and then you got a pocket that goes on top of it, and then you have something that goes down into it. I guess that's in my kit too somewhere. I've got them all cut up over here to the side. And you don't have to do anything to it. You can do a little bit of inking if you wanted. I like to do some around the mouth of this little cutout I had made. So we're just going to do that. And then we're going to mix and match here. I don't want matchy-matchy. Where's the fourth one? I've done lost one. Is it hiding? Because there's 4 of these, and there should have been... Oh, there it is. Look, it's camouflaged. That's why I was telling you I wanted to ink it so something would stand out a little bit more. All right. So let's go ahead. That is not going with this one. Maybe that one? Yeah. It's a big contrast. Oh, trying to glue the wrong part. So, I'm trying to think what my next project's going to be. You know, I always get to the end, and I always need a new project. I have this one idea. It's my last Stamperia pad that I have. And I have an idea of making a little booklet of some type with it. And I think I mentioned that to you a while back. And it's Garden. The name of the kit is Garden. Now, I also have, let's put that one here and maybe that one there. Okay. I also have bought about 4 or 5 more kits that'll go with future journals that I'm going to do. So I'll try to show you those when I get to the end of the video here. So you'll get a chance to see what might be coming up. And I'll put that one right here. Well, I think I cut it a little too close to the edge or something. There we go. Good as gold there. Okay. Okay, I found a spot for each 4 of my little tag pockets. And these came as to be made into a notepad. You cut and you staple them together. Well, I put them on cardstock instead of just regular copy paper. So what we're going to do is we're going to use these to go behind. I have not found the tags that were supposed to go in to those little pockets yet. I have to look back through my kit in the computer and see if I just missed them or what's going on. So what we're going to do is we're just going to cut these apart. And we're going to round the edges. And we're just going to tuck them behind. And see, they're already lined, which is great. You can just put them in there and just write on them. You can write on the front and the back. Though some people find it easier to be able to write on them if they have the lines. And an easy way to do that is if you've got any corrugated cardboard and you need to put any lines on your paper, just rip that down to where the cardboard, ribs are actually showing. And you just ink that up. And then you stick that on whatever you're wanting to line. And that's the cheapest way to make lines on your paper. I mean, depending on the size of the piece that you have, it could be large. It'll cover a large area. It'll cover a small area. It's however you want to do it. Now, you could get in here and do some inking if you want to. Just so it's kind of covered on the ends. Okay, starting here, this is where I want this piece. It's got a little bit of that teal from over here. And just a tad of the purple. Plus, you're able to see these other colors back through here. That's why I like the layered look. And we're going to put it on where you can tuck it in this way. So we want to do an L. So down that way and along the bottom. And that's how we're going to do it. Now we're going to have a spot where we can put something behind here and inside of here, which is great. And you can even still write on the back if you chose. And I like this piece to go behind it. It's got a little bit of the purple sticking up out the side. And there we go. The first one. The second one is right here. Yeah, this little guy does not want to stay open. He's so stuffed full of everything. Oh, but we want to give a little bit of ink on the outside here because I can see the white. There we go. That one's going on this page because this page is so busy. There's not really too much writing you could do on it. So we want to make it useful. So we're going to put this on here. Yep, Great Uncle Leif, he was something else. He had one of those names. He was named after the Marquis de Lafayette, the French general, I guess he was. And so the kids used to sing-song his name. And it's like whatever the Marquis de Lafayette's name was, they kind of West Virginiaized it, I guess you could say. It was more of a not exact, if you want to say it that way. It wasn't an exact replica of the name, but it was close enough. Yeah, I had one of my cousins, her grandmother was my grandmother's youngest sister. She was the youngest, Janie. So her children remembered the name. Now see, I never knew that my grandmother actually went over to West Virginia and visited. I didn't think she left the state after she came over here. I didn't think she actually went back. Yeah, that side. So I was surprised to know that some of the family would actually take her over, like especially when one of the other sisters, like Janie, was going over to visit. She would actually take grandma with her, and they would usually stay over there a week or something, visiting the family, and then they'd eventually come back. And she never drove. She just had somebody else that would drive her. Now, I never realized a lot of things about my grandparents, but one of them was that I didn't realize they actually had money in the bank. He had a checking account. He had a checkbook at home. And then another thing was they went to Sunday church every Sunday. They went to church, and he had a car. I never realized he had a car. I just kept thinking of him being so poor and having so many kids and stuff. We had to put all the money into that type of thing. But yeah, it's just surprising what you actually will find out about the family and how they lived and what they lived with, and it's just surprising. So never be afraid to ask questions, and ask them before it's too late. That's why I keep telling you, please ask them before it's too late. And then sometimes I seem to be putting it on the same side of the paper every time. But yes, please ask before it's too late. And then you'll still kick yourself later on, because I asked certain people and I still didn't ask all the right questions I wanted to know. So that's the thing. You may ask questions, but they may not be the questions that later on in life you're interested in. I was always wanting to know about their occupations and how they lived, because we're just so used to opening the refrigerator and there being food inside. That didn't happen back then. You had to make your own food and prepare it yourself, and the clothes and all those other things. And it's just amazing how these people could do it. And they had such a more carefree life than sometimes we do. Now, our last little piece here, that is one of the pocket systems that is from this kit, is a layered pocket. And there's 3 different sizes, as you see. There's a large, a medium, and a small. And get the glue out of the way so I can push it up a little bit. So what you do is you put the small one on the medium on the large. And I'm noticing that there is a pretty little feather on this one here. And I don't know that I want to cover that up. There's also one on here. So I wondered about if there's some way to make the pocket like this and put it on one of those larger pages. instead of putting it down on top of each other, like I need to clear that one area just where the loop is cut out. So we're going to try that. I'm going to ink this up real quick. Okay, I found the page that I wanted on. It's a nice large page. It's really dark. I don't think you'll be able to write on it. So we're going to go ahead and glue this down, and we're only gluing the two sides. That's going to be the trick to this. It's going to be a deep pocket because you can go all the way down into it. And the bottom is the only piece that's going to have a glue line along the bottom edge. That's it. That's about right. Dead center too. Hey. So yeah, I've been working on my ancestry, and I just, oh man, they've made it so easy. I mean, they'll come up with suggested spouses and marriages and parents now, and you still have to look. You got to make sure you got the right person, because sometimes it's still not it's still not the right person. But anyhow, it's so much easier. I mean, they've got the now when you get your DNA done, if you make your tree public, you don't even have to have that many people in your tree. Some people have barely 1 to 2 people in their trees. But if you make your tree public, then you have where you're able to get into some of those great areas like true lines where you can see cousins, and they'll suggest that, oh, well, you might be related to this person, and things like that. I don't know that works all that great. I'm still studying it, but I did have this one person. He was coming up all over the place as a first to second cousin. Had no clue who he was. No clue. And he ends up actually being a son of my cousin that she had him out of wedlock. And he didn't know. I even contacted him, and asked him if he had any idea how he might be related. At that point, he didn't know. So I don't know, one of the cousins got along to him and said how we were related. I didn't want to get into it. I didn't know who wanted to know what, or who they wanted to know what, that kind of thing. So I kept my nose out of it. Yeah. Okay. So we have most of the pockets done. The only thing I have left over here, I have an envelope. We have little coin pockets, which they can go into something. 2 of those. I had these, but they're all like journal cards. Oops. They're all like journal cards. I have a big, beautiful envelope here, but we're going to actually use that on, we can use this somewhere else in here, like maybe the back piece that has a big belly band. There's a big old double journal card here. I didn't do anything to the inside. I might ink that. And these are smaller double journal cards. So that's what's left over here. I've got 2 envelopes, 2 coin pockets, and things that'll go into pockets. That's basically what's here. And so the last thing I really want to make with you is this. Now I was watching somebody. It was probably Gail. I watch her quite a bit anymore. And she was doing something with a couple of envelopes, and she kept laying them together. And I may have to do another video on that. But it got me to thinking. Now see, here's another one of those. That's just on regular copy paper that I think we're going to use. This is just some paper that I dyed. This is one of the digital pieces that I don't know I might be able to use somehow. This is from a magazine. But here we go. This is from Andrea. Thank you, Andrea. Forgive me, that's purple stuff, girl. And it is, it's got tape on it. I'm going to have to do something to fix the tape. Now, I've seen people like 49 Dragonflies. She uses wax, like a wax candle, to get rid of this sticky. But we're probably going to just put something over it. Oh, actually, Actually, that's going down on a page. So, I do have this. Now, this is one of those little wax pencils, wax crayons they give you in your Easter egg kit, where you can actually draw on the Easter egg and then dye it, and it's just like a resist technique. I'm going to actually do this a little bit here and see how this works. Oh, yeah. That works good. That'll save me from actually wasting any paper, because I'm just going to like glue this down. Yep. Now, also another thing you could do is use cornstarch if you didn't want to go this angle. So we're just going to go all the way up through here and color that in. Okay, so I have these two envelopes. This one's still got a little bit of stuff on the outside here, like some tape and such. But I'm probably going to put some of this collage in here. Cat hair, sorry. And I'm going to cover this side too. But these little butterflies, I'm actually going to put that like this way, I think it is. Is that how I was planning it? No, it goes this way around where I want to go, and then this goes on here. I know these are two kind of different sized envelopes, but I'm okay with that because everything is kind of catty-cornered in here anyway. This has all these little beautiful butterflies on it, but I thought I could, I would probably leave it alone, but I would cover this one. Let's see what we got here. We got that piece. And then we can also use this as a background. I love this really dark edge on it, though that's not a straight edge. But let's see what we can do with that. Maybe we can put that down on here and glue that down. I don't know that I actually need to know that's the Four Ghosts of Hamlet, so let me cap my glue for a second. And we're going to get in here and cut up a little bit. So let's cut off the Four Ghosts of Hamlet. We don't need that. We'll cut it up right there. That's a nice little collage piece. And then whatever I've got left here, I just have left. Now I do need to cut a little bit off of here with my pencil. Right there. I probably need to get in here and ink a little bit as well. Just on that edge. So I'm going to just grab my little spouncer that I had used before and use what's left on there. It's almost the same exact shade as the envelope. Yay! For the win. That reminds me, I got to watch my Tim Holtz. He was showing some of the new items that came out of the vault, I think. And there was a couple things that caught my eye. You know how it is. I'm not happy with what I've got. All right. I need to cut that off. Right there. So let's slide this in here. And see if we can line it up just right. Okay. Get this out of the way. And we got to get the glue stick. Now, which way should I do that? Maybe I could do it that way now that I got that inked up really nice. Alright, we're going to run this on the back side. And then we're going to outline it with the glue, like I did in the Traveler's Notebook. This is going to help it adhere pretty good to the card, the envelope. This glue is pretty gooey, so I really like it. It works pretty good for me. Alright, so we're going to put a little bit of glue on the outside edges here. And then we're going to put it down. And then I can put anything I want to on top of it. I think I missed. I missed the paper a little bit there. I guess I'll clean that up in a second. There and there and there. Okay. Now, I'm going to put that right here. Move it around a little bit to where she's even Steven. That's what the good thing about the glue stick being on there is, because you can move it. Slide it in place. There we go. Now, that part's done. Now I need to figure out what I want to use off of this here. Probably mostly just the bird. So let's get these little guys out of the way for now. Get my cutter back up here and cut a bird off. And let me line that up. Now this little frilly guy up on the top, I'm going to be able to use that for something. That one, isn't that cute? Okay, and I've also got the bottom part of this envelope that can be used for something as well. So don't think you're ever going to waste anything. I didn't do that quite right, but I got a little bit of that still showing. I don't think it's going to matter. So we're going to go ahead and cut this. And cut this. We're going to have a beautiful focal. Okay. And if you think, oh, I can't do anything with that envelope, what am I going to do with it? I'm showing you different things you can do. You can dismantle it and use it for so many different things. Okay. I think I got all the white going. Let's go ahead and see if we can put some more glue stick on here. Ooh, okay. And then, oop, it's curling. I think I might want to put, can't go, my words are upside down. Whoopsie. I think I might want to put that on there as well. So let me just rip it. I'll do a little rip on this side so it's even. Okay. So let's, I'm going to be putting, oh, putting my bird down here, so I think I can ink on that without having to worry. There. Yeah, we're going to do something like that. Just to dress it up a tad. And then we're going to fix our bird. I might have to put the butterfly and that pretty flower on the other side. I know I wanted them for something. I'm sorry if I was off the screen. I just got too much on my plate. Okay. Now, this is going to be probably seen from this angle. So we're going to do it like this. Trying to make it even with the top border and the side border. I can't believe I put the paper upside down. But that's the best way it was going to work out for me. Alright, so this is kind of done. See, that's easy. I may be putting more of these little guys over here on it. Like, maybe that's good for right there. Just to dress it up. But this is usually stuff I might do at the end, where I have a little bit more time to play with it. I'm running out of time. Now back here, I'm going to probably, maybe I could put that inside. Well, you can't see all that, can you? No, you can't see all of it. Now if I cut the top off, I might be able to see all that right here. Let's try it. Yep. Let's try it. Like that. And I can kind of see the bottom of my flower. I think I might be good with that. And we can cut the bottom of that flower off in just a second. Okay, I'm going to glue stick the back side of this piece here with the butterfly on it. And that glue stick is sticking to this magazine pretty good. Here, let's go out this way. Okay, let's see how that works. I think I got enough on there. I'm going to do it just at the bottom part of this envelope flap. Like that. I don't want that piece on there though. I may be doing something else on here as well, just to cover up my edges over here. But here's where we're going to cut that off. Okay. That works out. And yeah, I need to really do something else with this. I'm going to play with it more. But the way this is going to work is now this envelope part, this is going on my piece. And I'm just going to show you because I need to finish this out real quick. Where this fan is, I'm going to actually tuck this down in here. And I think I need to cut a little bit off of that lower section just so I can get that one in there. Let's try to do that. Like that. And it's going to get glued down like right here on the edge. Whoops. Like right there where it can still flip. And then I'm going to have a tuck behind here, and I'm going to have a tuck here. Actually, no. I might have to glue this all the way down so it's strong. That's true. And now this is going to get glued to the outside edge here. Like that. And see, it's going to be in there. Got butterflies flying up through there. Every which way. I really like that. Okay. So, let me show you what I bought and what I made. I still have all of these little guys to use and figure out if I can get those on here. You'll get to see those in the flip through. And let's just get that out of the way. Boy, that thing is busting open. Oh. But here's what I actually did. Let me cap my glue. Poor thing. But yeah, the top two are the ones I had to work with because they were the ones that I did wrong. Now here's the ones that I showed you. Here's the Find Your Way, and you just open it up, and then you have this flap that's got a pretty on it, and you've got writing area here. You go to the very back, and you have the big tag that comes out of the pocket, and then you have the removable signature here. Like that, it pulls out. And then this is the library pocket that was only in this one. I didn't do it in all of them, just the one that I did the video on. But then I had the purple one. He's about the same. I mean, they're all very similar. This one only had one tag in it. Then it's got the big pocket at the back. And you can see I kind of stuck with purples for this one because that's the base cardstock was purple. And I've got just garden on this one. And then we have this one that has garden as well with a butterfly. And these little tags are removable, by the way. These are like little belly bands. So you open that, you've got another butterfly and a pretty scene and another little card that comes out, and more back here and more back here. And I used up all of that kit by Woodland Silver. I used up, you know, every piece that I had copied out. So I was so happy with that. Okay, which way am I going here? I think it's this way. So this one has the live in the moment, then savor the memories. And it has a double tag here, and more writing room here, and a big tag back there. So, oh, that goes that way, then that way. Oh, so I got those, and then I'll show you the finagled ones. I had to cut them down to make them work, but they're still basically in the same kind of concept. This one had like a piece that was, I scored it incorrectly, so I put this piece down instead. I'm still not happy with it, but that's all I could do. And then you just have, you don't have any tags or pockets inside here, except for that one. And that goes shut like this. May have to do a reduced price on this one. Because of having that one piece there, it's kind of odd. And then we have this one. And I had to cut the papers down as well. This also has a removable tag. I did a little rip there. As you can see, I was using what was left over, and I used the front page with the wildflower. I used that here. And so then you opened it up, and I actually screwed up and made this signature open this way. And so, like I was saying, if you had a lefty, this would be perfect for that. There's the big tag, and then there's the other little scene. So, I thought those turned out really cute. I'm going to shut that like that, and I'm going to show you my Stamperia. Oh, and I have the picture pulled up for Leif's house. If I don't forget it, I'll show you that. All right. I'm still digging. Okay. So, I had this one long ago. That was from my very first February 2021 journal that I made. I made it with a kit like this, and I loved it. And it's got so much purple in it. It's just gorgeous. And see, I love the ones that'll give you journal cards and tags and envelopes and other little things that you can use besides just the paper. And then this one is alchemy. And I thought, well, I'm going to have one that has maybe celestial stuff in it next, or soon. And then I could use some of this for the steampunk journal. Yeah, it's got some steampunky things in here. And it's also got tags and journal cards and cutouts. And then we have a little one that I also thought could do with steampunk. And it was around the world. This is an 8x8. And, yeah, because it's got to do with travel, hot air balloons, that kind of thing. So I really thought that would work. Oh, and this one, I saw this one before. It's gorgeous. Sunflower art. And it's just so pretty. I'm going to make something with it. I just got to figure out what. Because I'm going to hate to cut any of that. And I've been watching this woman, Spirit of Nature Art. And she uses this one in quite a few of her pieces. And she makes things out of file folders. So I'm going to try to do that. I'm going to try to emulate what she does. And I think it'll be very interesting. All right, let me show you Leif's abode. Okay, here is his house. I hope there's not doing it on a computer screen, so it might be some wrinkles. But this is that hill I think we went up and found that little baby's grave. His little babe, oh no, it was James Harrison's. But I think it was up on that hill is where that little grave was. But look how big that house is. You can actually see somebody standing here. And I think there was somebody else over in here. But this is that orchard that he had. They said there was a big orchard there. And yeah, it's kind of amazing to look at that and actually figure, well, I know exactly where that's at now. But okay, well, I want to wish everybody good health and happy day. And I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.